Hello, I'm Toycat, and there are many features which have been mentioned or shown to be coming to a future version of Minecraft by a Minecraft developer themselves. And although the most famous one might be this one from Tommaso, where he shows the height limit being increased from its current 255 blocks by another 128 all the way up to 391, this is possible in the Bedrock engine. This is sadly not going to be coming to the game anytime too soon, because he did clarify that this was a stress test which used 17 gigabytes of RAM and won't be released anytime soon. However, we do have a bunch of other mentions from developers of features that don't have the clarification that they'll only be coming in a far-off update, and that's why I figured it'd be fun to go through some of the mentioned features that we can expect to see as early as the next update or the one after that. So that's what we're doing with today's video, and I hope you all do enjoy it. First of all, let me talk about one that's really close to my heart, because one of the things that was mentioned when the worlds went infinite on Minecraft Pocket Edition for the first time was the implementation of limited size worlds. So this is something that might seem like a weird thing to be in favor of, because it's objectively worse than infinite, right? But personally, I think having a limited size world with fixed boundaries is really fun just as a base idea, but also has great benefits for servers and for realms and for all these sorts of things. So limited world sizes have been directly mentioned as coming at some point, and the two ones that were directly mentioned as the most likely possibilities are 1000 by 1000 blocks. That would be a nice size world to me, which matches up nicely with the legacy console size world. And then there's 10,000 by 10,000, which is functionally so big that 99% of players wouldn't even notice it's limited, but that could be a good way for servers to limit you from just going off endlessly to the point where you break the world. I think having infinite world generation is a great option, and most players are going to want to have it, but personally I really think there's something great about when you have a fixed number of blocks that you're moving around. It's more shapeable to have like a block of clay than to have an infinite size of clay that you don't know how much of an impact you're really making, at least for some players, and that's one of the benefits of the old console edition, which we're hopefully going to see come to Minecraft Bedrock now that that's the successor to Minecraft Pocket Edition. So with that said, something else that might surprise you as being an exclusive to Java Edition, if you do play that version of the game, is hardcore game mode. That's right, hardcore is currently only available on the Java edition of the game. However, we have had it directly confirmed by Helen Angel, the community manager, that hardcore will be coming to Bedrock at some point, and that would be an amazing feature, because right now you just have to play hard difficulty, then have the honor system. No, I don't want the honor system. I want to have brutal deaths that make you sad, make you cry, and you know what? Why isn't Minecraft making you cry enough? This is the real problem of the game right now that I'd love to see fixed. And another problem that would be really great to fix is having more commands in Minecraft. Minecraft Java has a fair number of commands. They're always working on the system, but Minecraft Bedrock is lacking some of those as well. So although it'd be useful to see more commands come from the Java to the Bedrock version of the game, I think more commands in general is a good thing, because if you don't like commands, you don't use them. If you do like commands, if you're the sort of person who loves getting in that technical weeds, or even just to do stupid things like me with the, you know, like the desert temples in the background or whatever else you're going to see, having access to more commands allows a certain section of the player base to increase their creativity. And as we all know, the commands are where the crazy one block command stuff, or, you know, all these crazy command things can come together, which is wonderful for the rest of us to kind of enjoy from a distance. But yeah, besides increasing the world height, adding new world options, and, you know, like adding more commands, of course, these are pretty basic features. What about brand new, juicy Minecraft features like, you know, the thing you saw on screen earlier? You showed us a reindeer toy cat, was that all a lie? And no, you'll be pleased to know that it is not a lie. We're going to be going through a lot of Jeb's mentions, because although we've had lots of previously mentioned features from Dinnerbone, he kind of took a step back from actively, you know, like tweeting and working on the game in that way. The same's happened for a lot of developers who have mentioned things that have then left the company, and you can to some extent assume the idea has not left with them, but it's much less likely to be, you know, done now that they've left with it. However, Jeb is now the creative director for Minecraft. If he wants a feature in the game, he can make it happen, and that's why it's interesting to read some of his tweets which directly relate to current updates. Like he has directly said in this, you know, Reddit post right here, that he likes the suggestion of having rare gold ore in the Nether, but he would even go further and make the gold blocks appear in larger areas as veins and not speckled everywhere, meaning that the Nether could actually be one of the better ways to find gold if you can locate those veins, which of course you'd be able to. And I like the idea of combining this with the brand new Nether update, which we've seen, you know, clips off that you can see right now, the Minecraft on Earth trailer, right? It looks really great. Wouldn't it be cool if one of these, you know, biomes had a lot of gold ore in it, kind of like how the Mesa biome in the overworld has a lot of gold ore there? Would be wonderful, right? So, yeah, Jeb has directly mentioned things for the next update, but he's also mentioned things like, oh yeah, nachos would be a terrible addition to Minecraft, but you know it would be great? Corn. And it's really confusing for Jeb to respond to a random person and say, you know what I want in Minecraft today? Corn. You know, maybe he was was just hungry that evening and he was really craving some corn. But corn is something Jeb clearly sees some potential in, and if there's going to be another crop, as we see happen every like 3 to 4 years in Minecraft, and you know, it has been a while since beetroot was added as the last crop, it would be kind of cool if we're going to see another crop be added, that maybe corn could be that. And yeah, given the village and pillage update was a year ago, it'd be a small but fun minor update to add to the farming system for that. You know, we need a farming update anyway. Corn could be a great addition to that. But yeah, as well as you know, like corn, and as well as gold veins in the nether, Jeb has mentioned many more things, and I want to show you some of them because they're kind of weird. So in this tweet, he mentions the dragon head block could be a cool banner pattern, but he doesn't seem sure as to what exactly it could look like. And there are so many fun ideas for this one, right? I mean, I can show you some of my suggestions on screen right now, but yeah, like having lots of you know, dragon you know, heads, having some sort of like cool banner to take advantage of one of the rarest naturally generating items in Minecraft that also shows you've been to the end. You've probably killed the Ender Dragon, not necessarily, but statistically you probably have, and then you've found the end cities, then you've taken the dragon head and you've used it just to craft a banner. I would love some way to show that off. You know, it just seems to me like one of the great ideas for like a banner pattern that can show off your wealth in Minecraft, add it to shields, and we get even better. Next up, we have him directly responding to someone asking about Mesa Temples and just saying maybe one day, which sounds amazing to me, alongside a Reddit post about base salt that he talks about, but he didn't want another black block at that point. And both of these ideas sound like they could be Minecraft features, right? Like, I could convince you right now, like, oh yeah, there actually is biotite in the game, or sorry, there is base salt in the game. It's just pretty rare and you might not have seen it, and it feels like one of those blocks that makes sense. Again, base salt combines with the diorite and the andesite, and the Mesa Temple sounds like a logistical thing. It just, to me, it sounds like a desert temple, but with red blocks instead. But the idea of these, you know, things, they sound like they fit a lot better than most Minecraft suggestions do, admittedly because they're Minecraft suggestions from Minecraft's developer, but it's that makes me think, you know what, all it takes is one motivated session, kind of like that corn session where he's like, you know guys, should we add corn to Minecraft, where we might just see that. In a similar way, all it takes is you need to get Jeb in a festive mood, and I'm sure we can see Reindeer in the game, because someone showed on the Minecraft Reddit a 3D animated deer for Minecraft, thinking, oh yeah, this would be a cool thing to add to the game, and Jeb actually responded to someone asking when we can expect this, and out of nowhere he was just like, next Christmas probably. And I love that this is, you know, like a form of community interaction that we get every now and then. We've seen so many little features hinted this way, such as you know, even offhand shield stuff. Like, it kind of came as like a bizarre hint on the combat update snapshot, and then he directly mentioned it to a few people, and it seems as though for that same reason we're going to see mobs with shields in their offhand at some point, because a while ago mobs did have their offhand you know, like behavior coded into them, and although weapon switching was mentioned as a fun idea at the time, it's kind of cool to see that, oh yeah, now instead of weapon switching, mobs can use the combat system just like you can. You think your shield makes you invincible? Well, I've got some bad news for you. The wither skeleton thinks that his shield makes him invincible too, and like actually having that combat mechanic play out with PvE as well as PvP, that sounds fun, and it sounds like a good way to also increase the difficulty differentiation, because right now, although mobs in theory can spawn with more armor and more swords sometime, does a zombie with a sword really scare you more? Not really. Does a zombie with a shield scare you? To me, it doesn't scare me, but it annoys me, and you know, maybe being annoyed is just as good as scared. If there's a bunch of zombies, you have to work out which ones to kill. I like the idea of adding more skill by having something like that, and yeah, here are some features that Jeb has mentioned coming to Minecraft in just the last 5 years alone. Again, there are lots more developers who have said lots more things, but I wanted to mostly focus this video on, one, the big Bedrock things that I'm hyped for, and then two, the Jeb things, because here's the interesting thing about the future of Minecraft, right? The game has had many different developers, have many kind of different individual directions for the game, but it seems as though a lot of their ideas have kind of like died in some way, and a lot of the developers who had really great ideas, even the guy behind the cherry tree idea, they've left Minecraft since then. And yeah, there's this interesting thing we've seen happen over the last like 5 years that I've been making these videos, collecting these different sources of developers who have said things, and I've noticed that a lot of them tend to go away after that, and maybe this is me growing cynical after seeing this happen enough times, and maybe this is a bad thing for me to say in this same video where I'm talking about how hyped these features are. It'd be better for me to round it and say, who's excited for these? Let me know which one you're most excited for down below. Make sure to like it if you want to see all of them, because if you like the video, it makes your dreams happen harder, although that'd be the standard YouTube thing to say. I think the actual real angle of this, and the one I'm interested in talking about, is the fact that off these big you know, collection of features, you could probably expect to see like half of these implemented at some point. It won't necessarily be next update, but it could be you know, sometime soon, because a lot of these ideas are the ones that developers have themselves and excited when someone agrees with, and then when the next like, you know, big meeting to add new features comes around, they're going to try to add it, and unless there's a lot of disagreement from someone like a Jeb, then it's the sort of thing they can try unless it goes badly. Because yeah, if we look back to these previous videos I've made about future features, it's funny because a lot of those features come to the game, like the lectern or like the quiver or like, these sorts of features. A lot of those things do come to the game, but a lot of them don't as well, because even though a developer said they're going to do it, if you list something as being done in an unknown time frame, who knows when that really means, you know? Like, if you mentally right now are thinking like, oh yeah, I'm totally going to do this someday, you need to keep thinking about that every day until you can lock down the actual actionable plan that you're going to work towards, because otherwise what happens is you forget about the idea for long enough that it feels like you can't follow it anymore. And this is true for not only, Minecraft features, but it's true for a lot of things in the real world as well. A lot of things that people come up with, a lot of their great ideas, a lot of their great plans that they think, well, I can't do this now, but I can do soon, don't end up going anywhere. And you can see this through the form of Minecraft features. And it's interesting because of all the features that we've gone through today, there's been a lot of them that we could have mentioned, but they've been added to the game. And one of the really sad ones to me that proves this is if we look at, this tweet from Jeb, where he says, in response to someone talking about a bug for the furnace minecart, instead of saying he's going to fix it, he just says, realistically, I think we're going to phase out the furnace Minecraft. He means furnace minecart. Unless he means maybe he's going to phase out the furnace for the entirety of Minecraft. But no, he's going to phase out the furnace minecart. And if you recall, Minecraft consoles had their furnace minecart phased out. There is only the Java edition which has their furnace minecart. And instead of seeing the furnace minecart come from the the Java over to the Bedrock, what more realistically might happen is one day they might just remove it, or they might just stop touching it and leave it as a legacy feature. But still, isn't it sad that one of the few things we can count on is this definitely threat towards the furnace minecart. This dangerous threat to its safety from Jeb right here. But yeah, no, the more serious message here is that I guess lots of Minecraft features are on the cards. Minecraft is always a game that has lots of people coming up with individual ideas, but because it is this huge creation from, now we're talking hundreds of staff members working in different parts of the world, to get a new feature added to the game, there is sometimes a lot of pushback from different areas, and that's why you can see some features take longer than others. However, with that said, it means that these features are the ones that Jeb is most excited about. And you imagine when your literal title is creative director for Minecraft, chief creative officer at Minecraft, I should say. When that's your creative title, you feel like you have the most push to get things through, so expect to see these features in the next while. But that's the kind of like asterisk of like, you know what, even though they've said it, even though it clearly should be coming, that doesn't mean it is guaranteed. And maybe these videos get a lot worse and probably do worse with new viewers, because instead of just being super hype and the fun, amazing version of things, I actually like to use these videos as a way to inform you. And if something looks like, even though something has said to be happening, if we have past results that indicate, well, that actually means we've got like a 1 in 3, maybe a 1 in 2 chance of it happening in the next few years, I want to give you the actual information. And that's what these videos are kind of about. I think if one of the 3 things you're meant to do in any form of video is you're meant to inform, educate, or entertain. And you know what? I hope these videos do at least 2 of those things. And if they don't, then who knows for sure. But thank you very much for watching today's video. I hope you all enjoyed, because I will see you all in another one. Or for a live stream later that you can find over at twitter.com/ibxtoycat, because I tweet the links to them there, because there's no way to subscribe specifically to my YouTube live streams, and YouTube notification bells usually show videos more than they show live streams, which is a whole problem if you want to see those. But thank you very much for watching, because I'll see you next time. Goodbye.